Hello and welcome. Bruce Swartz on the outskirts of Montreal, Quebec, and sometimes on the moon. This is an infrared. Lots of variation once again. So we saw this light yesterday. This is the one daytime UFO, a light in the sky. I'm starting to notice more and more lights in the sky. I'm not going to show you the one I saw in an image because images don't impress me. It could be a spot in the image. I like seeing them move. If I had just seen a spot like this in the image, well, because I looked at my images and I'm seeing more and more of them. So this is pretty cool. A little bit of new because I am looking more and more in infrared during the day. So check it out. The moon that you saw yesterday, this is close up. What do you think of that? It's really something that is descending into the moon's atmosphere, without a doubt. And you can see it longing the moon too. Like it's not just going left to go to the surface, it's going upwards. You see it going towards the north too at the same time. Pretty trippy as it's descending on the moon. And this was taken with a camera. This is not a this is no telescope, by the way. There's a beauty to space and there's a science to it. So sometimes we look at it like this, the moon. It looks horrible, but we're using the camera as a tool to be able to see what's approaching the moon using a simple adjustment with exposure, and here quite simply a green filter. It's a color filter. It's quite simple. Why? Because it helps us differentiate or see the difference. Again, keep your eyes out. We showed you yesterday for those fast moving stars. Wanted to leave it in again because it absolutely makes me flip when I see that. And you know what? These things are near impossible to prove. You could think I put it fast forward, just quite simply, right? Remember this that I showed you yesterday? No, we're not looking at the same video. We're going to look at something even more incredible that I didn't tell you yesterday. There's something hiding behind the number 2 on the right. It's the star, like the one on the left in the number 1 over Jupiter. But here's the problem. Jupiter's moving and the star is not. The moons are really offset. And when I say offset, doesn't mean it's not supposed to be that way. I'm just saying it looks offset as to the one on the left. So is this a Russian tic-tac? I got a couple of laughs. I really don't know why, because I've never seen a meteor like this. That's for sure. Look at that. That is absolutely incredible. What would a Russian tic-tac look like in the sky? A lot of people are asking me, Bruce, I don't know if that's a meteor or not. I love hearing it. To be honest with you, I love hearing it. I presented it as a meteor entering Earth's atmosphere. I guarantee you one thing. It's entering our atmosphere. Look at the luck, that I got it straight faced that way. Here we'll get in a little closer because I didn't do it straight up what was going by. Now, you know why I say it looks like a tic-tac? Because it's 99.9% the same thing. It's 100% the same thing. There's no difference. Just wanted to mention that. Why not mention it? Right? Why not mention it? Everything's pixelated, right? And everything's a satellite or everything's just a meteor. Never a UFO, right, in general? Here's a falling star. We could call it a falling star because the dust dissipates and disappears. It breaks up. You can see it here close up. I'll show you frame by frame and I'll move it over. I like looking at them frame by frame. Sometimes we can see a whole bunch of things occurring. When you slow it down, you never know what can happen, and you don't see it fast. You don't see it when it's going by fast. Your eye sees a flash. You have no idea what the heck you saw in the sky. And here it is breaking up. So really doesn't look like the other one going by. And again, the one we caught, if it's a meteor, well, the meteor was complete. But its shape fascinates me. Again, I've seen meteors before, and usually that's not what the shape is. On the sun, with fireballs and plasma lifting up off of the sun. Again, this is the past couple of weeks. Very recent. We saw a lot of activity on the sun. Solar flares, massive solar flares. I'll get a 2-second shot up of the biggest solar flare that I got in the past 2 weeks, which is, geez, listen, It's bigger than I've ever seen it shown online, and I assure you, it's as big as 50 Earths. I think I said 30 at one point, but I think I was way wrong. These solar flares are near impossible to see, so scientists tell us. And when you see them, say to yourself, if you see one, it could be bigger than Earth, most likely. So there it is, lifting up off of the east side of the sun. So that's towards the right. And watch this. On the bottom, that's the one we saw. Now we're seeing it converted, which is like, yeah, check it out. You can see it really well, eh? But watch what comes from the bottom. Keep watching. Watch the bottom of the sun. Oh, I backed out. There it is. Wow, it's exhausting or something, right? Eh? You can see it, literally exhausting. Watch it again on the bottom. That other plasma had just gone out, and then you just see it like exhausting. UFO materializing in the sky. What's going to happen when people find out, or more people start finding them? I mean, these must be rare captures, but they do make mistakes, because we see UFO in yesterday's video, y'all, when it started turning towards the right, it turned out its lights. So these people, if they are people or beings, they know to turn off the lights if they do a directional change, I believe. What is this? A couple of channels, even some big channels, showing some of these drone-like objects. No, it's not a bird. No, it's not a plane. And it has arms on each side of it. I saw another channel showing arms that was spraying in the sky. This thing. Are these what are making the chemtrails? Imagine these up in the clouds. The clouds, I assure you, keep examining them and observing them, because I guarantee you that's where they're hiding, in the clouds. There's the biggest solar flares that I have gotten so far. So this is what we call bright solar flares. They are X-class flares, very large, and there's some, I don't know, Space Force dudes, drones. It's like, I see so many lights now, it's just like, they're just lights, right? No, they're not. There's that triangle looking solar flare on the sun. It's pretty good as a view, let me tell you. It's pretty good. Imagine what we do with the SOHO, or with NASA's Hubble or something. Whoa. It would be absolutely incredible. So yeah, I've looked a long time on the sun to be able to capture these little events like this, which they're gigantic events, but they're hard to see, obviously. And this is a large asteroid. Sorry, excuse the expression. I call them big ass asteroids. This is huge. Massive, massive. Like several times the size of Earth. Like this object would go right through Earth. Wouldn't even stop. Maybe not even slow down. Maybe not even break up. It's large. We get the chance of seeing things around. This in Orion, by the way. It looks like an angel with wings. By the sun, objects breaking up, though, eh? Because NASA tells us, and scientists, you know, when objects go by the sun, they break up. And unless they're very, very big, they're not going to live. They're going to burn up. Flashing on the sun that I've showed you recently, here filtered even better. It's real cool. I went back into my footage, redid it. This, folks, is disturbance coming from Venus around the same time, but last year, which I will be looking again this year at Venus to see if there is more flashing, especially with the solar activity now. So there are a few things that are starting since the past few years, and we're only going to know what's going on in a couple more years further down. But in reality, a lot of flashing from Venus last summer and right at the end of the summer. Yep. And look properly, you could see it's Venus flashing. It's not the camera. And it was flashing excessively and like freaking crazy. And of course, with the naked eye, you could see it flaring like crazy. But obviously, you could not see all this light in the sky. But look at all the light. That's Venus. And look how inflamed it is. It's ridiculous. Something over top of Venus just sitting there. It looks like the Dark Knight or something, eh? A large asteroid, maybe. So there's Venus, the light of Venus on the bottom. And look at the light that came from Venus. There you go. That's Venus's light in the bottom, and that gigantic light came from Venus. There are explosions further out into space. Here's one of them that I captured. Right. Let's head over to finish off with the chemtrails a couple hours ago. They destroyed my sky. No moon tonight.
Look at this, guys. Scarier than hell. One chemtrail after the other. One, two, three coming in the background. And it goes all the way over there. Wow, more of them. Alright, I'm taking it right off the... Look at the scary sky, guys. Look at that. Ooh. I'm telling you, watch this. Look at that. On chemtrails everywhere.
It went on into the night. I'm just going to show you a couple of scenes here. A couple more shots as it gets a little later. And you'll see the sky continually filling, which right now the moon is hidden.
It's like D-Day. Look at that. It's like D-Day. Here by myself on the beach. Normandy. Oh, great. A little effect.
They're suffering inside, they are. They're so sad. Yeah. Drones, the man they're suffering inside, they are. They're so sad. Aliens are mining on the moon, yes they are up there. Doesn't matter 'cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.